Europol searched high and low for him, and even had him on their #1 spot for the most wanted man alive. But who was the drug lord who remained anonymous until his last days, and how did he manage to evade capture for so long? This is the story of Bolios, the Dutch criminal who built an empire without the world even knowing his name. Jos Jekkers, known by his aliases Bolios or Chunky Joe, carved a notorious path through the criminal underworld of Europe, kicking off a sprawling cocaine empire that spanned continents and amassed millions in euros. Despite his nicknames suggesting a jolly personality, Jos was anything but. He possessed a combination of cunning and charisma that made him a formidable figure in the world of organized crime. For years, he remained at large, evading capture and leaving in his wake a trail marked by violence, corruption, and death. His notoriety grew as he carried out audacious crimes, including large-scale cocaine shipments and orchestrated murders, all while successfully escaping from prison. But who was Bolios, the man behind the myth? How did he ascend to such heights of power and infamy, only to eventually plummet from grace and become one of the most hated criminals on the planet? Born as Jos Jekkers in 1981 in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, Jos hailed from a modest working-class family, growing up alongside his parents and 2 sisters. His father earned a living as a truck driver, while his mother tended to their home. From a young age, Jos showed both intelligence and a rebellious streak, often finding himself entangled in fights and petty crimes, both at school and in his neighborhood. His formal education came to an early end at the age of 16, when he dropped out of school and became mixed up in a career in the criminal underworld. Rising through the ranks, Jos soon became a trusted confidant of some of Rotterdam's most prominent drug lords. Specializing in the smuggling of cocaine from South America into Europe, Jos utilized his extensive network within the shipping industry to conceal large quantities of contraband within shipping containers. Bribery of customs officials ensured the smooth passage of his illicit cargo through the ports of Rotterdam and Antwerp. Furthermore, Jos employed encrypted communication methods, including encrypted phones and codes, to maintain clandestine contact with both suppliers and customers, further cementing his status as a formidable player in the criminal underworld. Jekkers amassed a fortune from his lucrative cocaine enterprise, living a life of opulence and excess. His wealth afforded him extravagant purchases, including luxury cars, designer clothing, and extravagant jewelry. Frequenting nightclubs, casinos, and brothels, all while surrounded by beautiful women, loyal companions, and armed bodyguards. Jos swiftly rose to prominence as a key figure in the international cocaine trade, with suspicions also swirling around his involvement in large-scale money laundering operations linked to drug trafficking. Authorities intercepted communications via encrypted platforms to shed light on his alleged role in trafficking vast quantities of cocaine and laundering illicit proceeds, which often amounted to millions of euros and hundreds of kilograms of gold. Law enforcement investigations revealed his connections to the importation of substantial cocaine shipments through the ports of Rotterdam and Antwerp, with some cases implicating him in acts of violence and coercion. Despite his criminal exploits, Bolios was not merely a shrewd businessman, but also a charismatic leader with a devoted network of associates who collaborated with him. He commanded respect and instilled fear in his rivals and adversaries alike. He was implicated in numerous murders, kidnappings, robberies, and extortion schemes, maintaining a hit list of individuals marked for elimination or intimidation. Whether by hiring professional hitmen or taking matters into his own hands, Bolios was unflinching in his pursuit of power and wealth within the criminal underworld. One of the most infamous incidents tied to his name was the murder of Naima Jalal, a Moroccan Dutch woman involved in the drug trade. Hailing from the Netherlands, Naima Jalal ascended the ranks to become a formidable drug lord at the age of 47, importing cocaine from South American cartels and earning herself the nickname Auntie. Her operation saw tons of cocaine funneled through ports in the Netherlands and Belgium, often concealed within shipments of fruit. She emerged as the pivotal figure orchestrating many of these lucrative transactions, serving as the intermediary between various players in the drug trade. From the suppliers in Costa Rica and Ecuador to the dealers footing the bill for the shipments, Jalal cultivated an extensive network of contacts. However, her sudden disappearance in October 2019, shortly after leaving her Amsterdam apartment, sent shockwaves through the underworld. Although her remains were never recovered, chilling images of her tortured corpse surfaced on a phone seized during the Marengo investigation, a sweeping case targeting a rival gang spearheaded by Ridouan Taghi, another notorious figure, currently facing trial for multiple homicides. Drawing from intercepted encrypted messages, law enforcement officials suspect that Bolios sanctioned the execution of Naima Jalal due to suspicions of her involvement in the theft or leakage of crucial information regarding his cocaine operations. Allegedly, he authorized a payment of 100,000 euros to arrange both her abduction and murder. Yoss's criminal enterprise peaked in 2020 with a daring maneuver, orchestrating one of Europe's largest cocaine shipments to date. In a carefully planned operation, he oversaw the transportation of a staggering 23 tons of cocaine, valued at approximately 600 million euros, from Colombia to Germany via the port of Hamburg. Using a complex network of contacts, he conceals the illicit cargo within shipments of bananas, charcoal, and scrap metal. Utilizing fake names and forged documents, he tried to legitimize the operation. However, his grand scheme was thwarted by a collaborative effort among German, Dutch, and Belgian law enforcement agencies, resulting in the seizure of the cocaine and the apprehension of several associates. Despite the setback, Bolios managed to evade capture and slipped into hiding. Soon enough, he ascended to the upper echelons of Europe's most wanted list, earning a coveted spot on both national and international bulletins issued by Europol. A handsome reward of 75,000 euros was initially offered for information leading to his arrest, a sum later raised to an unprecedented 200,000 euros. However, his insatiable greed, arrogance, and recklessness alienated powerful rivals like Ridouan Taghi and other criminal syndicates. He also eventually fell on the wrong side of former allies turned foes, including Isaac B., his trusted lieutenant. Once considered Leijeka's right-hand man, he emerged as a pivotal figure in his capture. Entrusted with overseeing cocaine shipments and financial transactions, Isaac wanted to seize control of Bolios' empire. While outwardly loyal and efficient, he had a hidden agenda, plotting to replace Yoss as the reigning kingpin. Isaac secretly conspired with rival factions and cooperated with authorities, betraying his former mentor. Exploiting his boss's misplaced trust, Isaac diverted funds and cocaine shipments, effectively undermining the very foundation of the criminal enterprise. He siphoned off millions of euros from Bolios and redirected portions of cocaine shipments to alternate buyers. He also revealed sensitive information regarding his boss's activities and whereabouts to law enforcement. Following the public airing of new photos on television on May 3rd, 2022, a flurry of tips flooded in, providing crucial insights into Leijeka's altered appearance and prompting the police to revise their composite sketch. The trail of lies and corruption finally ended in June 2023, when Isaac B. was apprehended in Turkey by local law enforcement, acting on a tip provided by their Dutch counterparts. Upon his arrest, Isaac B. was found in possession of 1.5 million euros in cash, numerous encrypted phones, and a counterfeit passport. He was swiftly extradited to the Netherlands and charged with an array of offences, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and murder. His capture dealt a severe blow to Bolios, stripping him of his most trusted confidant and a substantial cache of illicit goods and wealth. The drug lord's sense of security and anonymity also ended as authorities gained invaluable intelligence from Isaac B. In a desperate attempt to evade justice, Leijekers fled to Europe and tried to seek refuge in South America, leveraging his connections with the cocaine cartel. However, his attempts were in vain, as law enforcement agencies had already homed in on his location. His final moments were documented by a drone that trailed him as he left his hideout in Suriname, a former Dutch colony. Accompanied by a fleet of bodyguards and a chauffeur, he boarded a black SUV and was never seen again. If you found this video interesting, please show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel for more content. Until next time, take care.